Radio Big Pink, un viaggio nella vecchia musica americana.
Come on, you good time people. Oh. Yeah, well, I've got no money to spend. Yeah, tomorrow might be money. And I never have $1 no friend. Yeah, when I had plenty of money, good people. And my friends, they would gather around. Just soon as my pocketbook was empty, not a friend on earth could be found. More than the last time I saw my little woman, good people. Yeah, the wine glass in her hand, she drinking away all her troubles with a low down sorry man. Yeah, my papa taught me a plenty good people. Well, my mama taught me more. Yeah, I don't quit my low down rowdy ways. Yeah, I'm gonna have more trouble at my door. Yet I wrote my woman a letter, good people. Yet I told her I was in jail. Yeah, she wrote me back an answer. Said, honey, I must soon come and go to your bed. Rode all around this soda and jailhouse and Haiti, good people. $40 I won't pay my fine. Yeah, that corner liquor surrounding my body. Good and the pretty women waking my mind. If I would have listened to my mama, good people would. Yet I wouldn't have been here today. Yeah, the drinking and the shooting and the gambling. Yeah, out at home I could not stay. I'll dig you hole in the middle, come on. Yeah, I give 'em in cornbread when I'm hungry, good people. Go on whiskey when I'm dry. Pretty women surrounding my heartache. Well, then bring me heaven when I'm dying.
Born February the 7th, 1898, down here at West Norton. Born in this county, the same county I'm living in. And I retired out of Kentucky. I worked in the coal mine, Cummins coal mine, when I was just a boy. I never got to go to school too much.
Did your parents work in the mine?
My father did. My father was a carpenter and a blacksmith, but I had brothers that worked in mines much older. I was the youngest child out of a family of 10. There's 5 boys and 5 girls. My oldest brother had a boy that's like 5 days of being as old as me. And I started working in the mines when I was 12-year-old, but I went to school a little bit after that. I got a 7th grade education. And I was working in the coal mines at Pardee, Virginia, for Blackwood Coal and Coke Company in 1927, when 2 men from New York and one from Ashland, Kentucky, a carter and I forget the other 2 men's name, from New York, picking up mountain talent through Tennessee, West Virginia, and Kentucky and Virginia, and they come to Norton, Virginia, and I borrowed an old banjo. I happened to be in town that day. Pardee's about 6 or 8 miles from Norton, and I borrowed a banjo from a fellow McClure, who running a music store, a little cheap banjo, and started to play 2 pieces for them. They was in a big hurry. They was over Norton Hotel, trying out this mountain talent. They tried out about 50 or 75 musicians. They'd stand around there up in the ballroom, and I wondered why they hadn't signed them up for to make phonograph records, because I stood around and pitched them high as $1.50 a time. I mean, nickels and dimes and quarters to hear them play. They wasn't doing nothing but playing. I was working on a coal machine, and I took that old banjo up there, and they asked me, did I play it? And I told them I played one kind of like it a little bit. They told me to go ahead and give them a piece. I played about a verse of country blues. I call it country blues. They're really hustling gamblers. Come on, you good time people, while I have money to spend. Tomorrow might be Monday, and I neither have a dollar nor a friend. When I had plenty of money, good people, my friends were all standing around. Just as soon as my pocketbook was empty, not a friend on earth to be found. I've gambled all over Kentucky, good people. I've gambled part of the way through Spain, going back to old Virginia for to gamble my last card game. Last time I seen my little woman, good people, she had a wine glass in her hand. She's a drinking down her troubles with a low down sorry man. I wrote my woman a letter, good people. I told her I was in jail. She wrote me back an answer saying, honey, I'ma come to go your bail. All around this old jailhouse is hated good people. $40 won't pay my fine. Corn whiskey has surrounded my body. Poor boy, pretty women is a trouble in my mind. Boys, if you don't quit your drinking, sometime you'll be just like me, working out your living in a penitentiary. Oh, my daddy taught me a plenty good people. My mama, she told me more. If I ever didn't quit my round, they wait out trouble at my door. In the bottom of the whiskey glass, the lurking devil dwells. It burns your breast to drink it, boys, it'll send your soul to hell. Go dig a hole in the middle, good people. Go dig a hole in the ground. Come around, all you good people, and see this poor rounder go down. When I am dead and buried, and my pale face turned to the sun, you can come around and mourn, little woman, and think the way you have done.
Where did you learn that song?
I learned it from a man from Tennessee. I don't know, Crawford, Homer Crawford. And he played the old way, old banjos, and the old way of playing. So I just played a little of that, and I noticed they all marked it good on the papers. And they asked me to play another one, and I started out to play the Down South Blues, a song that I learned. And I heard some of it on a phonograph record back years before this, and they played on the piano, but I'd come and play it on the banjo and sing it and put an extra verse or two in it I'd made myself. And so I just played about 2 verses, and I noticed they had marked good on that, and they come around with papers wanting to sign me up to go to make phonograph records. And 3 weeks from that time, I was on my way to New York to make phonograph records. And then none of these year good musicians standing around there didn't sign their banjo player, but me on the round to come that time. And they signed about 3 guitar players, and there's 2 fiddlers. Going to the station, gonna catch a fastest train that goes. I'm a-going back south, where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going back south if I wear a 99 pair of shoes, 'cause I'm broken-hearted. I've got those down south blues. I was reared in a country where the snow it never fell. I'm a-going back south if I don't do so well. Oh, my mama told me, and my daddy told me too, don't you go off, honey, let those men make a fool out of you.
any of the others?
Signed up John Dykes, Hub Mahaffey, and Miss Vermillion. I can't think of her first name, from Kingsport, Tennessee. And Hub Mahaffey, he seconded on the guitar from some of the pieces that I played and put on the phonograph record. So we went to New York, and I made 4 records. They offered for me to make 2 or 3 more while I was there, but I thought on the contract I was under, I'd just make them 8 songs. And so I got 2 contracts for to make phonograph records for the Brunswick Bolton Calvin Company of New York. And a lot of people thought I quit on just because I didn't have the opportunity to make more phonograph records, but I had 2 contracts, one to make 12 songs with me and a guitar player, and one I wanted to get, and then I could get a band of musicians if I wanted to and make 12 more, 24 songs. And I had a little domestic trouble, and I decided I'd quit and went back in the coal mines and retired out of the coal mines. And I'm a retired coal miner now, 65 years old. And I didn't think I ever would play anymore. And my banjo, I let a fella take it to keep. I let him hold it for security for a little money I got off of him, and I went back and gave him back that money 25 years afterwards and picked up the banjo. And he's a single man at the time I let him have the banjo, and he had a family and 1 girl married at the time I went back to take my banjo. He's from a Kempster boy at Hammond, Kentucky. His wife, she's a school teacher. She taught school over there, and Adams' girl he married, Reba Adams. So I went back to Kentucky and went to work in the coal mines and working for Elkhorn Coal Corporation at Jackhorn, Kentucky, and I retired from there back when I was 60-year-old. I'm 65 now, and I'm drawing my welfare pension from United Mine Workers and also my Social Security now.
Mm-hmm.
He's just an old coal miner, Lord, that's all he's ever been. He's worked his life away in the mines with all other men. Keep him safe and be with him when he goes in that mine, and also help him stay away from the unemployment line. By his side in all he does, he's a getting toward, you know. His hair is changing color fast, and his age is beginning to show. I know someday he'll leave this earth, and I will stay behind. But when he leaves, I hope it's not caused by that old coal mine. I want the very best for him. I don't want him to be sad, because, dear Lord, I think you know this coal miner is my dad.
Did your parents play music at all?
I had my oldest brother. He fiddled a little bit, and he had no banjo to play it some. But that's the only one playing the music to mount to anything. And I got me a banjo after I was married. Married when I was young, 20 years old, and commenced playing, and I played for parties, bean stringings, and first one thing another where they'd have little parties in the country, and used to, and I was just playing for the fun of it, and I played a couple of these pieces for these people from New York, and they gave me an opportunity to make some phonograph records, and I could have made some more, but I decided to quit, so I just now got dust on my lungs, and I got too good a breath, and I don't pretend to play much, and in fact I belong to the church now, and I'm living a different life to what I lived whenever I was younger, living for the Lord, as much so as I know how. And taking up learning to play a banjo, whenever I was learning how to play, why, there wasn't very many people that played the banjo around through the country that I ever heard. I heard one colored feller, Negro, played in a band with a bunch of other colored fellers. They had about 4 instruments.
Can you remember what instruments were in there?
They had a fiddle, a guitar, and a mandolin and a banjo.
Was that around here?
In Dorchester, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And I heard them playing for a colored dance one night, and I was just a boy. And I listened, that fella picked that banjo, and they was playing Turkey in the Straw. And I watched him make the chords on the Turkey in the Straw, and I decided I'm going to get me a banjo. I'm going to learn how to play it. So I just taken up playing and taken up my own method, own way of playing. I don't play like the fellows nowadays do at all. And then I never seen another one play just exactly like me, but I learned one boy how to play, a fellow Maggard, Otis Maggard, and he's made several phonograph records, but he changed playing to, he plays pretty near like some of these other fellows, the new players that's playing now.
Do you remember any of the fellows' names in that band that you were mentioning?
No, I can't remember. I didn't know any of the colored fellows' names at all. I just, with some white men, I was just a boy, and I sneaked up the door where I could hear that music, and got to hear them play 3 or 4 pieces while they was dancing and going on in there and having a big time.
Well, aside from that, who else did you ever hear play the 5-string banjo?
Well, I heard another colored fellow play one a little bit. The name of Jim White. He's a blue-eyed colored fellow. And then I heard...
Where was he from? Do you remember?
He was from Dorchester, Virginia. He's around there for years. He played in a band. He played in the brass band. Jim White did, but he could pick a banjo too. And Homer Crawford from Tennessee, he played the banjo, his old-fashioned. He tuned his banjo down like I do and played in the old-fashioned way a whole lot. I never did play the knockdown. I picked either with one finger or with 2 fingers and a thumb. But I tune my banjo to suit and play the piece straight. I don't play second like a lot of them do on it. And it's a different way of playing. If some people likes it, and I guess if some doesn't like it. So whenever I got older, when it's rock and roll and the different kind of music come around, I never did like that. I didn't go for it, and don't like it yet. And of course, my age, I'm not supposed to like it. I like sacred numbers better than any other kind of music now. I love to hear hymns and sacred songs. Of course, there's a lot of good folk songs yet, but music don't thrill me like it did when I was a boy. It used to thrill me from the top of my head to the sole of my feet. I could hear music and I want to dance. I used to be a fairly good dancer. Danced in several contests and in country theaters. I've danced against high 25 and 30 people. And buck and wing, dancing just like a colored feller. I won first prize 2 or 3 different times in dancing contests. But now my legs, each one of them seem like I weigh 500 pounds. I'm 65 years old, though there's a lot of difference. It was whenever I was back 25 or 30.
Yeah. Can you remember when it was that you first heard that bunch over there in Dorchester play?
Oh, yes, I remember that. I wasn't but about 15 years old. That's been something like 50 years ago.
That was about when you started to play.
I started just after that. I started trying to learn how to play banjo. Mm-hmm. I've been playing something like 50 years. I've not been learning to play that long. Of course, I've not learned yet like I like to. But still, I play a lot of pieces I like to play.
I wonder, just how do you mean playing straight? I don't
Well,
understand.
picking the notes of it, where you just you're playing seconds to it on making chords, and when you're picking the notes of it, whenever you're playing straight.
I mean, you're picking out just what you're singing.
Picking out what you're saying. Yes.
I see.
I'll give you just a little bit of that turkey and straw way, and make one note on it. Don't fool with it. So long that pieces like that, and I've not played. I let my banjo go, as I tell you, and didn't play. I just borrowed one, play maybe 3-4 times in the last 25 years, and you can forget what little you know.
The world from you withhold all its silver and its gold, and you have to get along with meager fare. Just remember in his word how he feeds a little bird. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. Leave it there. Leave it there. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. If you trust and never doubt, he'll surely bring you out. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. If your body suffers pain and your health you can't regain, and you're almost to sinking in despair, Jesus knows the pain you feel. He can save and he can heal. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. Leave it there, leave it there. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. If you trust and never doubt, he'll surely bring you out. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. When your enemies assail and your heart begins to fail, don't forget that God in heaven answers prayer. He will make a